And you talk about practice a lot and how students should practice in order to internalize material. But as a teacher, are there methods like that's as an instructor you can enforce practice, but as a teacher, do you have methods that will help students internalize when you're physically teaching the material? Um, and do you have methods that students can actually take advantage of that and take the opportunity over there that's provided to really internalize in lecture specifically?
In lecture, that's a um,
I notice you doing it, Professor, in some of your recorded lectures. When you ask questions, right? You give that you invest that little bit of time for them to catch up to what you just said.
right. So that is one of the things I was sort of thinking, like, I drop questions in class and say that, okay, pause and give me the answer. And that's a chance for the student to reflect, like, do I really get what's going on? I will confess that one of the not the it's very hard. It's challenging to come up with those questions because I have to come up with questions that have multiple choice answers that are sort of will reflect one little concept. I actually came up with this idea. I mean, it's not my idea. I was reading about active learning, and I watched. I think Eric Mazur there's this talk that he gave about active learning and about like peer instruction, and that's when I really started thinking about it. That it should not just me going on lecturing, but I would like to come up with those things for like computational complexity, but I don't because it takes too much effort. Like I should probably do that, but when I teach a more advanced course, I just lecture. Although it would be good to come up with questions and say, okay, wait, reflect on this. What is the answer? But in terms of what is a good way of practice, I think one of the roles of a teacher in practice is almost like just coming up with a good set of problems which I feel if you practice, you will learn. Like, if a student tries to go about practicing, they might be practicing things that might not be getting them the necessary skill set to learn a bunch of things.